So if people are just seeing this and they've never heard our podcast before, what should they know?
Yeah, I guess we should talk about that. Yeah, so it's produced by the University of Pleasure, and
Hmm.
Laura's been on that podcast many times. I do that with Jeremiah James.
I love that
Um,
podcast. That's a great, so sorry to interrupt you, but Sex Therapist Shoot the Shit is where you go for like the fun conversation. University of Pleasure is where you go for the fun conversation, plus also lots of information, lots of really
yeah,
great sex
much more sex
education.
education, entertainment oriented, but definitely heavy on the education side. And we talk about like sex, relationships, mental health, right? So we kind of talk about all the things that would influence sexual and intimate relationships. But this podcast is one that was, it's a shoot off. I don't know what we call it, right? Like a
Offshoot.
spin-off, a spin-off, a spin-off. There we
Yeah,
go. We're a spin-off podcast. And the title, it's a very literal, like, sex therapists shoot the shit. We have other sex therapists or other sexual health professionals on to shoot the shit.
that's
And
right.
we try not to talk about smart things, although we do end up getting into the same diatribes sometimes.
I feel like we weave in and out of the smart things. We like weave the smart things in with like weird TV references or like who would you be if you were a sex toy? I mean, we
That's
we kind of
true.
get a
I
little
think
bit
one
of
of our
everything in
first,
there.
wasn't it one of our first episodes was on like ghost sex?
I yes. Yes, I
Yeah,
had forgotten about that. I always will try to talk about ghosts if you let me. I mean,
that's
that's the
true.
thing
She
about
will,
it.
y'all. She will.
Depending on who we have as a guest, I try to be more well behaved than that, but especially if it's just Tara and I will
Well,
definitely talk about
this is like
those.
why I enjoy the combo of you. This is why I enjoy us. No, this is why I enjoy the combo of you and I, because Laura is much more like earth woo than me. I'm more like
It's true.
cynical realism than
It's
Laura.
true. I hid my incense burner behind this chair before we started. I was like, we don't need that in the shot. We'll just put that away.